So what'd you bring me? Oh. Another episode of Batwoman. Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. It's now, approximately 3 hours since I watched Batwoman. I decided to play a game this week with myself. Not that sort of game. I do that most nights. No, it was a game where I thought, hey, I'm going to watch the episode and then I'm going to go away and do something else for a few hours. And then I'm going to come back and see if I can actually remember anything. Because I got to say, for the most part, this episode was so boring. Just boring. Now, I also want to say that they nearly got a couple of things right. Nearly, but thankfully, this is the incompetent CW, and they managed to fuck it up at the last minute. Phew! Okay, let's get into it. So it starts off with a hetero-cis norm, white male in bed. Don't worry, he gets killed very quickly. Whew! As we're introduced to the serial killer, Victor Zsasz. Right. They nearly got Victor Zsasz right. Nearly in a couple of ways. Number one, they didn't source out the comics version of Victor Zsasz. No, they decided to try and work it off the Birds of Prey / Gotham version of Victor Zsasz. A more of a hired hitman type of business. Now, he comes in and he's quite menacing, and he kills the guy with relative ease because he's a professional, but he keeps using these horrible quippy one-liners and they didn't land for me. Maybe for some other people, for me, not so much. I think it would have been more interesting if he came across as cold and calculating with maybe a very cynical sense of humor instead of just these quippy one-liners. We discover it was the man's wife that hired him to kill her, and then we have this really weird speech that he gives to the guy's mistress who's in the bath about how she made him buy a very expensive bottle of champagne to smash her over the head and kill her with, because she wanted her to know that she spent more money on the murder weapon than her husband would on her. It was really bizarre, and they tried to do something and it really spectacularly failed and felt messy. But I was like, I'd like to see more of Victor Zsasz to see what they do with him. And we do see more. So this is the good stuff about him. He takes his clothes off and he scars himself. When he kills somebody, he scars himself in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 type of business. And his body is essentially complete. So he has to now start working on his head. So he's laughing because he's like, my body's almost complete. I'm a work of art. I'm near retirement, but I've killed a few more people, so I've got to start using my head now. So I thought that bit was good. It was a bit creepy, and it kind of worked because it's Victor Zsasz. Right. Oh, Jesus Christ. Then we get back to the hokey crap. Junkie wants drugs. Batwoman just immediately knows where to be. But she doesn't stick the landing because the boots are too big. Darling, Ruby Rose's boots are never going to be too big. Jesus Christ. They're too small for an 11-year-old boy. All right? And this isn't a slight, but you have more of a figure than Ruby Rose. And then she's complaining that the suit's not so good. And then they try and do the, hey, Javicia Leslie isn't great at everything. And she's throwing batarangs at the crook and she keeps missing. And then she hits. And then she starts celebrating because she's a fucking idiot. And then he gets a gun out and starts shooting her. And then she's just like, yeah, the suit's bulletproof, doofus. Shoot her in the mouth. She keeps shooting it off herself. Shoot her in it. She's looking for Luke to feed her one-liners, and Luke's just like, nah, you're fine. You're fine. And then she kicks him and beats him up easily before having to get to her parole officer with the jugs out. Hey, how you doing? And then we have a really boring conversation with the parole officer about, have you got a job? Is that why you were late? She says, yes. And then she says, I got the job at the gay bar that Mary now owns for some reason, because there you go. So, oh, this is so stupid. Right. Mary is now taking, I don't know what she's doing. She's taking on long-term patients in her backstreet abortion clinic that people aren't meant to know about. But now she's got staff. And she's trying to pretend like she's a doctor, and I'll book you in on Thursday for a week. What is going on with this stupid place? This is all stupid. Anyway, just needed to get that out of my system. So she's just like, how's your cancer? And she's just like, I feel great. Ever since you injected me with that bat biting drug, I feel great. You know, because it's the cure-all. Mary's cure-all blood. And then there's a member of staff that says, hi, I'm a member of staff to get killed later on. Javicia Leslie comes in and she's just like, hi, you're going to get a phone call from my, like, parolesies officer, and then you're going to tell them yes. And then Mary gets a call from the parole officer, and they're just like, did you hire Ryan, which is female, to a barkeeping job? And she says yes, even though she's on parole, but apparently that's fine now. Great. Smiles all around. I'm around alcoholic beverages and parole. What could possibly go wrong? Mary's not too chuffed with her. I don't care. Dougray Scott appears. I can't remember anything about this scene whatsoever. Not one. Oh, yes. Somebody from the crash site says, hey, we found your daughter's cellular phone. And then he tries to, sorry, I'm trying to find out who wrote this fucking shite this week. Who's it written by? Lots of executive presenters. He's trying to find the code to get into it, but he can't because Sophie Titwank is gone. Oh, right. This is the stuff that I just fucking didn't give a shit. Right. Sophie and Alice have been taken to land of the Jesus Christ Jedis, where everybody, well, if you're a man anyway, has to dress up like a Jedi that's actually turned to the Lord our God and become a fan of Fino. Anyway, this is the island that Safiyah is on, and they have a terribly boring conversation about shit all. Alice is, Alice is having a go at, oh, who cares? Fuck it. No, nobody cares about this scene. It's shite. I'll talk about it later. Victor Zsasz meets a guy in the open. He says, oh, I like your ID badge. I'll have some of that. I'm just going to kill you in public. How nobody saw him kill this guy is beyond me. Takes his tie, takes his stuff. Anyway, This is Hamilton. I don't know if this is meant to be a throwback to Dr. Hamilton from Cadmus, but I don't know. Anyway, he's like, who are you? And the guy just like, don't worry about it, Emma. And then he gets a gun out and says, ha. So they get the footage. They get the footage from the hospital because Victor Zsasz takes the gun from the doctor really quickly and shoots him in the face. The footage is played on the news, and Ryan Wilder immediately identifies the murderer as Victor Zsasz. And they say, how do you know who that is? And she's like, because we used to run in the same circles. You used to run in the same fucking circles as a serial killer hitman? And you want to complain for 2 fucking episodes that you were framed by the Crows for carrying drugs? If you're in the circle of a guy like this, you're a fucking criminal. So something tells me that there was a part of the story where she was a criminal, got left in, but they forgot to fucking take it out. And then when they wanted to rewrite it to make her look like a black saint in the first couple of episodes, they kind of cocked it up. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hey, hey, that's Peter Sutcliffe. How'd you know? Oh, we used to go around in the same fucking circles. Oh, Jesus, man. So, yeah, I would have kicked her out of the Batcave there and then gone, fuck off, woman. So, as you would expect, as you would expect, Luke Fox is just like, fuck this bitch. And he's right to do so. He's right to do so. He's the only one that's not giving up also on Kate being alive, so, you know. Why does the Bat computer look like it's from a 1950s sci-fi film? Anyway, moving on. Mary's just a gobshite. Shut the fuck up. This is Safiyah. Safiyah is Caroline Dry's attempt to do a female Ra's al Ghul, and it's shit. She's about 5'2". She's about as intimidating as a poke in the eye. She's the one that kidnapped Alice and Sophie Titwang and brought them to this island, and yet it's Alice that is dominating the conversation, saying, you killed Kate, you blew up a plane. No, I didn't actually. I didn't actually do that, said Safiyah. But Alice is just like, you killed her, and they just argue and talk about shit for ages, and I couldn't give a fuck. Ladies and gentlemen, kids of all ages, you might want to sit down for this next segment. I would like to present to you a scene that I liked. No, this is not the setup for an incredible joke. I wish it was. I like this next scene. Kind of. You know, not like it in, oh my God, this is cinematic genius. I like it in the scale of, in a terrible shit show full of shit, this is actually decent. So they go to Victor, I say they, Batwoman and they is in her ear. They go to Victor Zsasz's apartment, which is very artistic, like he is. Very clean, meticulous, quite minimalistic. And he walks in the door and he's just like, oh, you must be the new girl. And he's just very calm. He's just very calm. He doesn't attack her. He doesn't pull a gun out and they have a terrible shootout. No, he just kind of he just looks at her and questions her. Is the other one dead? No. Would you like a drink? No, she doesn't say anything. Okay, well, I'm gonna make myself one. Goes over to the bar, start making him a drink. She tries to find and throw a batarang at him, but she used them all up in the alleyway. Why? Didn't you go and pick them up after you threw them? You didn't go and retrieve the batarangs that you threw at that criminal and... Whatever. So he's kind of saying, you don't look like a Batwoman. You kind of don't really suit that outfit. You don't seem to suit that skin. And he's playing a little bit of a mind game with her. And I think it was actually clever. This is the Victor Zsasz that I would have liked to have seen. This right here is the perfect Victor Zsasz for this kind of shite. For this kind of shite hero. He preys on her insecurities, makes her feel small and belittle, and then he's just like, hey, by the way, I've got a massive fucking rocket launcher behind here, and I'm going to blow you up. So she just pegs it out the window. By the way, I have to show this other bit, because it is set up for later on when they fuck up everything, because, you know, what the show's like. Because she's got no batarangs, she tries to get out the quarterstaff. Which is short, and then you press the button and it extends. But she can't do it. She's fiddling around, and Luke's telling her how to do it. Then she eventually does it. Here it is. Here. It looks like she's jerking off her cock and going, fucking hell, I like vag. What's this? Life-changing, darling. Life-changing. So Victor Zsasz tries to blow it with a rocket launcher. Needless to say, terrible special effects. Shall we have a look? Wow. Oh. Terrible special effects, and yeah, she gets away. Oh, it's like the three Spazkateers, you know what I mean? Fucking hell. Dumb, dumber, and dumber. Jesus Christ. So they're all a bit spasticated, you know, and that's just the way of the world, I suppose. Victor Zsasz, she says, Ryan says, hey, because I used to run in the same circles as this serial killing hitman, why don't I just go to speak to Victor Zsasz as Ryan Wilder and try and get who hired him out of him? Even though in this scene they're going to find that out, later on they're going to try and do the same, but I don't know why, never mind, we'll get to it. So she's like, here's a bag of cash. I'd like you to kill Alice. Please. And then he says, I can't do that because I've got an existing contract with another employer that negates that. And she's like, who? And he's like, not telling you. Fuck off, Ryan. But they've hacked his phone in the meantime on the 1950s back computer. Alice and Safiyah are still... Look at her. She's like 5 foot. I think Rachel Scarsden's only like 5'5". She's just the most... What is this? Oh, yeah. It's a lesbian pirate. By the way, it's intimated that Safiyah and Alice have had a fucking fling. So they've turned Alice gay now. And earlier in the episode, they kind of intimate that, hey, if you get a job at a gay bar from a woman, then that probably means I'm gay. So Mary's gay as well. Everyone's gay. All the women are gay, and all the men are cosplaying Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, Sophie has a useless conversation with an actress who can't fucking speak. Safiya's still boring. They're having a conversation about the blood, and Safiya's trying to set Safiyah up as not to be the villain, but she's protecting this bud of the rose, or fucking fruit of the loom, or whatever they're calling it. This miracle blood, this miracle drug which cures everything. Because the woman's cancer results come back later. And guess what, folks? She ain't got cancer no more. Luke and Mary have a very boring conversation about Kate being dead or alive, don't care. Mary's just like, she had the cancer, now she not got the cancer. Correct, because your miracle blood... She is so fucking stupid. She's just like, oh, I just thought that my miracle blood that would cure all would just cure the bat bites. I didn't realise they'd cure everything wrong with her. Well, guess what, darling? They did. Victor Zsasz kills her apprentice, whatever, employee, sticks her face up against the wall and goes, look, I've just killed... We just smeared this blood on the actress and they made her rub it on a window pane. And she's just like, I don't care, don't care, don't care. You know the bat suit? The bat suit that's impervious to anything apart from kryptonite for some stupid reason, because... stupid. Ryan, the fucking criminal Wilder, says to Luke, hey, Luke, I hope you don't mind, but I made some adjustments to the suit. How? How? How would you even know where to start on the technology of the suit? And I'm saying the technology of the suit based off the show, not the fact that it looks like a plastic piece of fucking shit in real life. I'm talking about the technology that they reckon it has in the show. How would you adjust it to fit you? How? How would you get the tools to cut it to fit you? How would you then stitch it back up based off the fact that it's fucking impervious? With scissors and a thread? How would you know what interconnects with what and where and how and... Oh, fuck this show. Oh, Jesus Christ. And do you know what she changed? Do you know what she changed? Because Zaz is now chasing Mary. And she calls on the phone and she jumps down. She's like, yeah, I changed the wig. I changed the wig and gave myself some really awkward looking tits. With a couple of changes here and there. You know, it looks so shite. It's unbelievable. But it's just like, yeah, I'm wearing a black wig because I'm black woman and I'm proud. By the way, in this next scene, she really tries to make it a race thing. Zaz doesn't give a fuck about her color. He doesn't, and he actually makes it pretty clear in the show that he doesn't either. And she's desperate to get some white slur out. She's dying to call him a cracker at some point. She's dying to say something. So Victor Zsasz like, you changed the outfit. Well, if these two have a fight, I don't give a fuck. And she's like, yeah, I feel more confident in my new black suit and my afro hair. Why is it every hero in Batwoman is just such a narcissistic, selfish bitch? You're meant to be saving Gotham, you know? You're not meant to be appealing to your own ego and vanity. You have no fucking idea how to write a show, do you? None. None. Weirdos. So she starts fighting Zaz and she punches Zaz and then Zaz does another good thing. And I'm just like, I hope they keep this character around and I hope he actually gets the lick on her but has to retreat for some reason. Because he's going, when she punches him, he's like, well, what do you do when you punch a guy who loves being punched and loves the pain? Because he's the guy that scars himself. He gets a thrill out of being punched. He gets a thrill out of pain. And so it kind of like, yeah, how would you do that? And then he starts kicking her ass. He like drags her to the floor and does a nice couple of movements. But she just then, after he's got the knife to her throat and he could have just like left it at that. See you around, darling. Really started playing mind games with her. She takes the staff out, presses the button, it hits him on the head, knocks him out. That's Victor Zsasz done. Mary's just like, oh my God, what did you do to the suit? And she's like, I put a throw on it, bitch. Who cares? These two still are at it, and then they have a fight, and then it looks like they're going to les off, but they don't. And then Safiyah says, right, you can fuck off back to Gotham, I'm bored now. And then the parole officer says, Batwoman's great, why can't it be more like her? She's just like, whatever. Then they wake up in a back alleyway, and Alice grabs Sophie's tits. It's great, it's funny, I laughed. Luke's a cuck. Is this Hooters? Because you got your Hooters out. He gives her a new Batarang as a kind of present. And Safiyah tells Alice before she goes, I have Kate Kane. Kate Kane's not dead. I have her prisoner, but I'm not going to tell you where she is, and I'm not going to release her just yet. But I have her prisoner. Oh, then two guys come in and they're just like, hey, Black Mask is in the next episode. Oh, can't wait for him to get emasculated and fucked over by these dumb bitches. And then this is a painting made by Jack Napier, aka the Joker, with Safiyah question mark on it. Sophie comes in, she's like, oi, governor, and he goes, what do you got for me? And she says, I don't think your daughter's dead. And he's just like, oh, fuck, I was hoping to leave this show in a couple of weeks' time. Na, 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 na. By the way, the music in this show is fucking atrocious. It's a detriment. I mean, so's the writing and acting and directing and well, there's a lot of detriments, but it's so bad that whenever the music comes on, it's just like, whoa. You know, it's like being in a lift with somebody, you don't really want to talk to them, and then they fart, and you're just like, oh, fuck. And you still don't want to talk to them, but you really want to turn to them and go, you fucking arsehole. Couldn't you wait till the freaking door opened? They did a couple of things right with Zsasz, but they fucked him up, of course. Because they needed Ryan to get her moment. Ryan's a horrible bitch. Selfish, narcissistical cow, just like Kate. They tried to make her a bit more human in as much as she's not great at everything, but we all know that it's just a ploy that now she's got her suit, she's going to be the bestest ever at everything. We know that. Now she's got her suit, she's not going to miss a fucking batarang, she's not going to miss a grapple or jump or leap, she's going to be perfect at everything. The martial arts business is a joke that's been never explained, nor will it get explained, because this show's a pile of wank. Looking forward to the ratings, which come out in approximately 2 hours from the filming of this video. I hope you got your sick, perverted pleasure. I am out. But if you did enjoy the video, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on social media and YouTube for live streaming, and I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.